Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from Skiessentials.com. Welcome to our 2025 ski test. Today we're talking about the Fischer Nightstick 90. This is a ski that I'm very excited about. I spent a lot of time on the Nightstick 97. Really not this past year, more the previous season. Got to ski it out in Whistler in the summer and had an absolute blast. And really this Nightstick 90 is kind of taking that recipe, and obviously it's narrow, but it's also a little bit more symmetrical, and that's kind of pushing it a little bit more towards the kind of pure park use. Definitely still would be a lot of fun as an all-mountain ski, especially for a more freestyle focused skier, but really, really good in the park, and definitely shares the same overall feel as that 97. One of the things I really liked about that ski is it feels quick and it feels agile and super maneuverable and playful, but there's some strength to it as well, which I think is really nice. So same build in this ski, wood core, vertical sidewalls, not like a crazy construction method in this ski. I think the one thing that stands out for me at least is the TI reinforcement. A lot of times when we're talking about Titanal laminates, we talk about them really providing power and vibration damping, stability and stuff like that. It is providing that, but Fischer is actually kind of going after a unique goal with that metal laminate, by putting it right underfoot here and putting it right along the base. You can actually see it coming out of the sidewall. And that is intended to improve durability on rails or rock impacts or stuff like that. So I love that we're seeing more and more manufacturers kind of thinking about durability for skis like this. We see it with like Armada's wedge wall and stuff like that. And this is kind of Fischer's method. This is a 168 centimeter length, kind of middle of the road length for a park ski. Plenty of people will be choosing this size. 1,660 grams, so it's not tremendously lightweight, nor is it super heavy. You really see that with the whole Nightstick line, and really most of Fischer's kind of flat all-mountain skis now as well. And then, yeah, one of my favorite things about that 97, and I think it's absolutely true about this 90 as well, is it's just got this nice, round, even, predictable flex pattern. It's not a noodle. There are plenty of park skis out there that are softer than this. There are also plenty of skis that are stiffer than this too. And what I found with really all the Nightstick skis is they have this like suppleness. I think it's like especially noticeable on big landings. If you're landing and like your weight's not completely perfectly centered and balanced, then the ski kind of like sets you down nicely. You know, it's got some give to the flex. It's not fighting you, but then there's enough supportiveness, enough to kind of keep you upright, keep you on your feet, and just gives the ski a very trustworthy feel. Now, the 90 shape here definitely has some similarities to that 97. Still a rocker, camber rocker shape, and there's a lot of camber under here, which is great for a ski like this. You know, it's like we just looked at, it's not the stiffest ski in the world, and I think having this high-rise camber combined with that round flex really gives it a nice feel. Now, the dimensions are facing the wrong way, but I think I can still read them. So the big difference between this ski and the 97 is from a side cut dimension perspective, it is much more symmetrical. 115 in the shovel, 89 underfoot, and 113 in the tail. So it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it's pretty darn close, and like close enough where it's going to work really, really, really well in a park application, skiing switch, all those things. When you do have a ski that is this symmetrical, it definitely is taking away some of its all-mountain ease of use. It's still capable, but when you have this much width behind you, you start to feel it. You know, it's not going to swing around perfectly. Luckily, Fischer adds in a nice amount of early taper, both the tips and the tails. I think you definitely feel it more in the tail because of that more centered mount point and the wider, more symmetrical shape overall. So it doesn't feel catchy, But yeah, you know, it is certainly something to consider. A range of mount points here, which is interesting to me. To me, because it is so symmetrical, would probably want to go here to center. There is a line that's actually team recommended that is 2 centimeters back from center. I think that's perfectly fine too. In fact, a lot of park skiers are gravitating more these days to not a truly centered mount point, which is a little different than the traditional method. And then there is a -2 line here too. But that for me starts to like, I start to question why. You know, if you're going back there to -2, would you be better off on a Ranger 90 that is a more directional all mountain ski? That's up to the consumer to decide. But you know, I wouldn't go further back from that because that's really not the intention of the ski, and I think it would start to feel a little bit weird. But super fun ski, you know, just like the 97. I love that it feels agile and pretty easy and pretty forgiving, but it's just like a solid ski. You know, Bob loves his ski phonics, and I think like this is a good one. I'm hurting my hand by hitting it so hard. But yeah, it's just solid. You know, it's just got a really nice overall feel. And I think it's awesome that Fischer is kind of putting a little bit new energy into twin tips. You know, when that Ranger 102 FR and when the Ranger 94 FR went away, there were definitely some people that were a little bit bummed out. And I think this really like captures that feel and that mentality in a new package that's definitely smoother, you know, way more vibration damping than those previous twin tips that Fischer made, but I would say just as fun. So that's it. That is the Nightstick 90 from Fischer. Let us know if you have any questions about it, and we will see you out there on the slopes.